Internet chills. Do they exist, or are they simply the result of your own paranoia and figment of your imagination? Firstly, I'm very skeptical of ex military personnel because after being involved in the Patriot movement, that it was headed by fake Vietnam vets and Afghanistan type veterans who were pushing the anti-Islamic propaganda, and they were also fake Christians. Now, this brings to mind Dave J, who I believe, without a doubt, is a fake Christian and claims to be ex-military and pushes the lie about building non-existent torpedoes. And he has leaked the war hoax, which I believe in. I believe war is fake, but I don't believe in Christianity. And the mind control and the destruction of believing in Christianity is so much worse than believing in war. All right, it's a million, like a trillion times worse believing in Christianity in comparison to believing in war. And with the nationalist type movement, it was headed by Blair Cottrell, and they had this contrived group with Sherman Burgess and Neil Erikson and a couple of other of these patriots. All right, Blair's like the Tommy Robinson English figure of Australia. It's the same idea and the same type of narrative. And Blair now appears on primetime television talking about um, white genocide and anti Islamic propaganda. And Blair would stage these fallout with Burgess and Erickson, and they'd all go form these splinter groups. And UPF, United Patriots Front, started to build a decent following on social media, and then it got terminated, and they'd always put all this emphasis on how they were being targeted to create the illusion of legitimacy. And I see the same techniques applied in the ACT realm or the truth movement, which I was led into through the conservative type movement. All right, you want to get to the bottom of a lie, you trace it back to the source. So all of a sudden, after waking up to anti-Islamic propaganda, I'm thrown into the Jew propaganda and finding out about all these guys, and all of a sudden converting into a Christian. As many truthers will say, they got converted to Christianity through the truth movement. And you look at the contrived Christian Reformation with the Russian vids, Jurassic Liars, A Call for an Uprising, Apostle Laura Lee, aka Truthful Spirit, and the Dave J. And they stage the same beefs between them. Russian vids and Dave J uh, share each other's work, and they have these arguments between them. Russian vids exposes Jurassic Liars. Mr. E shares Jungle Surfers. Diana is David. And it reminds me of the same contrived type of group, all right? Even if they're not all Christians, they all have other agendas, because Apostle Laura Lee is truthful spirit, and she's pushing the fake Christian narrative on Apostle Laura Lee. Then on A Truthful Spirit, she's saying she was a victim of Bible lies. So you can mark my words, the Christianity is an agenda, and also the elite Satanism agenda and the trans agenda, which brings to life the Hermes, the Aphrodite, and the Baphomet. Now, you look at channels like Fear of the Lord, right? he's got 10 videos, and one of them, Michael Jordan is a tranny, has like 30,000 views, because they just seem to kick off these channels like immediately. If you go and start a YouTube channel like this, for example, and you make a title like that, like Fear of the Lord does, and make 10 other videos, you see if you get 30,000 views. Like, you simply won't see it if you're not getting help through the L, or you are not within the group, or pushing particular agendas. I know photographers that have been promoting their YouTube channels for like 5 years, and they've got like 600 subs. So it's, you can see how these people are elevated to stardom. Trans apocalypse, Mr. E gets terminated, just like the United Patriots Front gets terminated, and a new splinter group emerges, and his new channel emerges, and all of a sudden he's got like 15,000 subs or whatever, just overnight, just out of nowhere. Okay, because it's being promoted heavily through the algorithm. Now, regardless if war is a hoax and biology is a lie, anything that you think is worth knowing, that's irrelevant whilst you are being indoctrinated into the worldly Gnostic cult. So even if these other shills aren't pushing or identifying themselves as religious, they're still luring you into this religion, which is a worldly Gnostic religion, and pushing the 777 hoax code, which is a hoax, and the Carl Jung synchrosity 1111. That's a religion in itself, because that's what it's all about, and keep bringing to life the propaganda, the anti-Jew, the race baiting, and all these different agendas. Meanwhile, gaslighting you about being awake. Now, Sherman Burgess, a patriot figure, he's now backflipped on the conservative movement, and he doesn't believe in politicians anymore. He now believes in Freemason politicians and Zionist bankers, and he's awake, all right. And he's hosting all these propaganda videos inciting riots regarding staged race baiting events in Australia, no different to the Dover type extremism, inciting all these riots, all right, because Dover was a fake intelligence character, like all of them, all right. I believe it was all leaked, and I was roped into it through politics and being put on this path where one thing led to another, and I started questioning things, and then I came across these so-called YouTubers, right? And the objective based truth that you're being shown, it's not revealing the agendas behind it all, the slow release of it, and how it keeps roping you into this vortex. It's not freeing you from it. They're not elaborating on this and simply telling you like what it's all about. It's a fake revolution, and spread the truth and wake people up. And it starts off with the anonymous through the Facebook, and people get into it through the contrived was Sandy Hook a hoax, and it's this little teaser which simply just lures people in, and was Tupac really dead? Like, this is Hollywood type conspiracies, right, that exist on Discovery Channel and the Crime Channel and Unsolved Mysteries, right? And a lot of people took the bait years ago, 20 years ago, and got sent down this path, and you're on this path now, and you've been in it for like however long you have, and you're being gaslit and roped into this snare to keep you there. because it's all anti-life and a giant distraction. And when you think that the war hoax has been leaked, Dubay leaked the nuke hoax. It doesn't matter that you know this stuff is fake. It doesn't matter. Simply doesn't matter because you're all converted to all these spiritualist type religions and the Kundalini, like, yeah, man, and all these other propaganda, disinfo, psyops, and your whole life has been sent off the rails and flipped upside down, created this cruel ass world for you, which only exists through the cord. All right. So even if Russian vids tells you this serial killer is fake and this one's fake, it doesn't matter because it's the truth regarding a lie and a giant contrived Gnostic inspired religion. All right, and regardless of what you know and how awake you think you are not, because it's all um, a Crowley type philosophy. Philosophy, everything's in reverse. The awake are asleep, and the asleep are awake because the ignorance is truly bliss. So, in my opinion, internet shills are simply legit, and you can see it for yourself. You try to become the next Fear of the Lord and make 10 videos and get one with 30,000 views over a 12-month period. That's just so illogical. Try it for yourself. Test the waters. Because I'm not here to make friends and form idols. And as a skeptic, I'm within my rights to question them when there's so many red flags surrounding it. I'm within my rights to question them. I'm not accusing them. I'm just using my ability to rationalize and recognize simple repetition and just put this out there and see what you make of it for yourself.